Okay, so this is one of my favorite results because Joseph's been with me for a little bit of time, and I've always believed in him. I've always felt his belief in him to me. So I'm very, very happy to see this result. But Joseph, could you give a bit of a intro on who you are, what you sell, and we'll go from there.
My name is Joseph. I am still technically, I think, within my first year of high ticket sales, and all in probably less, probably 6 months in. So I came across Dan, and I want to maybe pull the rug from Joseph Maine because I think I might actually be your first student if you count technically. I purchased some of your V-Shed closes August like 2024. I bought three videos from you. I don't know if I was the first person to buy videos from you or not, but technically you were my teacher indirectly through your videos. So I don't know if
Yes.
that's if I beat Joe or not,
I'll
but
check. I'll check the dates.
I was in a certain platform, certain educational platform that we all know of, and I saw you were killing it in VShred, and I knew you were doing things differently than what was being taught on that platform. So I reached out, and I was like, this guy knows something that other people aren't don't know. Yeah, from there, really, it was a spiral into learning more. I'm a forever student. I wanted to continue learning more, and I even where I'm at now, I still don't feel like I'm a tenth of where I can be. So from those videos and that educational platform to being one of your second or third FSA students, then born to close. And here I am now selling B2B, helping business owners looking for an exit or a sale of their business, transition into early retirement or onto their own next entrepreneurship opportunity. And yeah, loving it. I'm on my third offer, and I'm not like a serial hopper, but I think there's something to be said about finding the right alignment, the right fit with
Yeah.
what it is you're selling. Of course, the founders, if there's alignment, ultimately being fully satisfied with not just your income, but what you're doing and how you're helping people.
Yeah, so it's been a while, and we'll dig into the B2B thing because I think it's interesting that I know you're not going to use the exact process, but you've learned things from here that you can utilize in that process. In terms of your journey in hard ticket sales, how has the ups and downs been? How has it looked, your journey to getting to where you are now, where you hit, I believe, what, last month in commissions?
I meant to count it because the end of the month came so quickly that that I was on this trip with my son and I didn't really fully count. So I believe for last month I was at 17, and the
Yeah.
month
When it,
prior, the
I was
month
gonna say when
prior,
it gets above 15, you lose
stop
count.
counting. The month prior was 13, and the month before that was, I think, six or just, seven, somewhere around there.
Mm.
So the journey has, it hasn't been an easy journey, as most people will attest to. Some people, I don't know, I don't want to say they get lucky, but it comes to them a lot more naturally. I was a serial entrepreneur. I've ran businesses since I was 19 years old, got really, really good at that, really, really proficient at one thing. It's been 21, 22 years of doing that one thing. I still love it. I'm still passionate about it. The business still exists, but I knew ultimately to hit all the goals I have for my life and with my family and the things I want to do and the places I want to travel, I need to make more. And so I decided to, to, like I said, not go all in. Like, I had the safety net and still, do the courses, do the education, and at the same time dabble, which
Yeah.
doesn't work out. So any dabblers out there, stop fucking dabbling. Just
Yeah.
do it. Pull the safety net, go all in because you're prolonging the inevitable. It's like tearing off a band-aid off of the hairiest leg ever. It's just gonna be way, way more painful. So anyone listening, just do it. And it wasn't easy, but through enough time, through enough reps, building the muscle,
Yeah.
becoming, I'm going to say it multiple times, anti-fragile. It doesn't happen overnight. It's a journey, and my journey is still going.
It's a good analogy.
Yeah.
And a hairy leg. I'm going to use
Knew
that
you were
one.
gonna say that.
Yeah.
Jack, do you want to take it from there? A question or two?
Yeah, I'm curious, before you started working with Dan, and maybe even like before Born to Close, where were you on average at in commissions?
So when I started my first offer was October, yeah, last year, and it was sort of a hybrid role. they hired me as a closer, but because of lead flow and all the marketing and whatnot, I was like in and out of setting and closing, and then I was just setting. So I think my first month was maybe like a grand or two, maybe at 1,500, call it, and
Yep.
then got some closes, got some momentum going, and then marketing, of course, died. So it was like Dan said, it was a roller coaster for sure. But I was like, you know what, this is my first offer. I'm really aligned. I believe in the product. I bought the product for my own personal business, and I was speaking to them, because I understood who they were because that's who I was, performing but not making the money that you want to make as a barber. So my past
Right.
life, barber, hairdresser, serial entrepreneur. These people were me. But I'd made smart decisions, so I was okay. But
Right.
ultimately, I knew where they were at, and they could do better, and they could do so much better. So that first first 2 3 months I was with that offer, I don't think I did anything more than five and a half, and the low was probably like 1,500. But the first close I got, I was like popping a champagne and bottle.
Yeah, yeah.
My wife was like, I fucking made money online. Like people don't realize, like
Yeah.
at the age of 40, you can do something that you never thought was possible. You hear of
Yeah.
those gurus and those people doing all those things, amazing things online. You see the things, you see the purple Lambos, and you see the crazy stuff that's happening online, but you're like, nah, I can't do that. That's for a young man thing. I
Yeah.
can't learn a new skill set like that. I'm just gonna stick in my arrow in my lane and do what I do best.
Right.
And you can only expect the certain results when you do that. So I broke out of the lane. I risked a lot, and it's starting to pay dividends now.
Yeah, I like to contrast. So you were basically at like between 1.5 to like 5K a month, somewhere in that area.
Yep.
This past month you just hit 17, so big jump. But even more important than that is obviously we can see you have a unique background. What has hitting like 17K a month and then these past few months you've done well allowed you to do that maybe you weren't able to do before?
So having certain responsibilities while being in this space, I think has forced me to just put your feet to the pavement and head down, just get it done, just do it because every day you're staring at responsibility
Yeah.
in the eyes of children, of a wife. So it's not easy
Yeah. Yeah.
because of that. I'm not a 23-year-old living at my parents' house still,
Yeah.
making 100K a year. Like that's incredible. Good for you guys to have figured it out and to have stumbled upon this space at such a young age because you're going to be set up for life. Where I'm at, it's been a little more difficult, a little more challenging, but it's also, I think, the motivation, the fuel that's allowed me to progress in relatively short amount of time. So this summer, I took my family. We traveled to Portugal and Spain. We were there for 5.5 weeks. I wouldn't have been able to do that with my regular job running
Yeah.
a business, stepping away from that for 6 weeks. Like, no, it's not going to happen, right? So I guess the freedom and flexibility to be able to take calls, to respond to emails, to do high ticket while anywhere, is amazing. And currently I'm with my son in Bryce Canyon, so in South Utah. We were at Zion, and we're exploring some of the national parks, places that I've always wanted to go to. That the last solo trip I did, I was telling him, was in Arizona, probably 15 years ago. Like I was, no, 20 years ago, maybe I was like 20 something years old.
Yeah.
And I was like, something about nature and, being outside in the desert kind of spoke to me. And I was like, this is where I want to be. This is where I belong. This is what makes me feel alive.
Mm.
And, life happens, things get busy, and before you know it, you got a job, you got a wife, you got a mortgage, you got responsibilities, and you kind of put yourself on the sideline and kind of don't do all the things that make you feel alive. So to be able to be in the position again, and do that, and now share that with my son is it's everything, man. It speaks.
Mm.
You can't. There's no words to describe it.
Right.
It chills just thinking about it and being
Yeah.
able to share this. I know we're making memories. I know we're bonding and we're doing all these cool things. So I want to make it an annual tradition where we go somewhere different every year, step it up, maybe do some camping next time, and that's it.
Let's go.
Bring him to Brazil for the Born to Close event.
Yeah.
We're moving it now. I thought it was like a all-out sparring match in Paraguay. Now it's in Brazil.
It's still sparring,
Cool.
but yeah.
It's still starting, still singing, but I think Brazil's easier to travel to.
Yeah,
Probably.
for everyone.
Yeah.
What would you say? Because I know you've been in other programs and things. What would you say moved the needle for you the most with Born to Close? Like, how would you say that influenced your ability to get the result you're at now, both financially and personally?
I think recognizing that it's not word tracks. It's not being able to, cycle someone down into the itty bitty granule objection. For me, at least, it wasn't. I'm sure that there are people that can do that and they can, memorize scripts and do really, really well, but that's not how my brain worked. That overwhelmed me. That made me feel inadequate. I felt like I need to have all the word tracks on my computer. And
Mm.
like that was another safety net that once I pulled, I was like, yeah, I don't need this. Once I recognized that that wasn't going to help me, that I just needed to be fluid, candid, and ultimately find out what it is that they needed, what they wanted. That was a big needle mover. So just finding out what they need, why don't they have it, allowing that kind of those bottlenecks really come to the surface. And I think I was able to do that when I improved myself mentally.
Mm.
Once I recognized that, once you guys helped me recognize, my own limitations, my own flaws, and working on myself, inner self, from my soul to my brain, to practicing who I am on a day-to-day basis, and not being intimidated or scared or of who the other person is on the other line.
Mm.
For me, that was probably the biggest needle mover. The objections are great, that they're fundamentally like, you're going to get there eventually if you don't do a good job in discovery anyways. But word tracks, that didn't help me, not my brain at least. So I've been self-improvement, I think, focused for a long time, but no one was able, not Tony Robbins, not Wayne Dyer, not Jim Rohn. No one was able to articulate it in as good of a way as you, Dan, and put it in a school-like platform for us to be able to listen to on repeat, whether you're in the car, you're in the shower, that was, I don't know if there was a way to be able to see on your end how many times I listened to Mastering Yourself and all the earlier modules before the actual like sales training. I think I would probably be the king of that one, because that was like, and I still like, I am coming back to Born to Close to refresh my skills and be part of the community again, because I'm still very much a part of it, but I want to be a part of the
Yeah.
platform again. I want to share all that education, all that training, selfishly with my son. I was telling Jack the other day, to pass that knowledge on to someone that's 20 years old or 5.5 years old would be game changer. Like, you set that person up to be, you are 5.5. You set that person up to be like solid, right? You'd
Yeah.
want to combine all the guys, all the personalities you guys look up to and study and match. Like, you could create that person at a pretty young age,
Yeah.
through borderline brainwashing, but it's real. It's all true. Sorry,
You
guys, I'm a talker. I'm a talker.
you use the brainwash strategy. I like it. That's how me and Jack got our mindset as well.
Yes.
That's very, very cool to hear. So you think the biggest needle mover is the self-improvement part, and
For me.
understanding more so like the sales principles than a word track or script because you felt a bit boxed in.
Daniel, can I ask? I have a burning question because this is a huge one in the space, which is Dan's process doesn't work B2B. And I know that, well, one with Daniel and Born to Close in general, like we don't even really focus on using the process like in some use it this way every single time on every offer. But what have you found working on a B2B offer where you were able to take things from, the inner work and from the Born to Close framework itself to actually be successful on a B2B offer?
Language, 100%, hands down. Like, the language that they use, doesn't matter what you're selling. You can hear it in their voice. You can see it in their eye direction. You can see it in their exhaustion in their voice when they describe the thing they're supposed to be passionate about, the thing that's making them money.
Yeah.
They're they're prisoners of their own making, and I know what that feels like. So it's relatable. Also, my own, the inner work that allows you to go the distance, because in my current B2B role, the sales cycle is long, right? 2 weeks, 3 weeks. Like, I think I have a close that's coming that's probably closer to 4 months. If you're the type that needs the instant gratification, close, 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 and have that high, that doesn't happen in, I don't know, all B2B. I can't speak on all B2B, but my current B2B offer,
Yeah.
you need to be strong and resilient inwardly. And if you're not, you won't cut it. Like, you'll last a week at most, because there'll be a whole week that goes by and you don't, like, none of your calls went well. You didn't close anyone. You don't feel like you're any closer to closing. So I would say language pattern recognition. I don't know NLP, but just picking up on what Dan did share with us through Board and Close, you can see it in their body language. You can see it in how they describe themselves, how they hold their body position. I think all of that is super relevant and has been a positive contributing factor to my ability to close more successfully. And
Right.
I'm closing businesses and business owners that aren't necessarily in a good position. They're in a not a great place. I want to say that's a bit of my specialty, but I feel like that's been my sort of my niche within the space, helping business owners be like, what other alternative do you have? Like, if you continue doing what you're currently doing, are you going to get any closer to your goals? You're like, no, absolutely not. Okay,
Right.
what are we gonna do here? We're gonna make this happen, and you're
Yeah.
able to work the funnel and get closer to helping them. So I would say the inner stuff, the language for sure, and just practicing that muscle. Just doing it day in, day out.
What would you say to anyone who's on the fence of Wonder Close?
On the fence of joining Born to Close, everyone's on their own journey, everyone's on their own path. But if you're open to, I feel truly fundamentally helping people, not just close, not it's not yeah, commission's nice, it's good, but if you truly want to help people, you can in a more meaningful way for not just for yourself, but ultimately for them, because through Dan's process, you're fundamentally bringing up a lot of painful things to the surface, having them look at it straight in the mirror, calling them out on it in a, supportive way, allowing them to recognize they need to overcome it. If they want to overcome this, if they want to get to where they want to go, it's not just selling them the thing. It's helping them recognize they need to become that person. So on the call, you can do this with Dan's process, allowing them to fundamentally, they're not going to become that person overnight, of course, but this is the first step. And the first step is, recognizing it, selling them the thing that's going to help them do it, and then, being that support system. So if you're on the fence and you feel that you've been potentially selling people in a less ethical way and it hasn't been as fulfilling, and it feels too easy, and you're open to a challenge, do it. Just do it, man. Like you can help people in a different capacity, in a truly fundamental way, at the same time helping yourself. So I think it's dual modality. It's not easy. And anyone that thinks it's only for fitness, then unfortunately, you didn't understand it, or you didn't give it your all, or you need to do some more inner work, maybe. I'm not sure. I'm not Dan or Jack, but uh, I think it's 100% relatable, and it can be applied to every and any product service out there. So I think you should do it, and it's a great community. You're going to be surrounded by solid people and networking and tons and tons and tons of job opportunities that come as a part of it. You can't lose at the end of the day. So
Mm.
just do it.
Yeah. I'm sure Daniel feels the same way, but I have a lot of respect for you, Joseph, because as you mentioned, we work with a lot of 20 some year olds who don't have any responsibilities. And it's like, yeah, of course, if you are 20 some, no responsibilities, and you put in some work, it's going to be a lot easier to make money than someone with like kids, family, mortgages, a past business that you're still working with. So yeah, we have a lot of respect. I have a lot of respect for you. Super happy to see you being able to like go on trips with your kids and stuff like this. And yeah, excited for what's next. It's just the beginning.
Yeah.
And
Yep.
yeah,
Okay. Cool.
excited to keep going.
Good stuff.
Thanks, man.
Anything else you would add?
Appreciate it. Yeah, anyone listening, anyone on the fence, you got to go all in, pull the safety net, act as if almost, Dan says it a lot in the coaching, basically, be the person, envision, with your vision board, with, where you want to live the life, but you got to be that person, even if you're not able to be, and you're still in your parents', basement, or your bedroom in your parents' house. Envision that beautiful wife, envision those kids, envision the Lambo, and the life you want to live, and act as if, because when you do, you'll get there quicker. You'll make things happen. You'll make moves that other people won't be making. I cut out the alcohol and partying a long time ago. It wasn't serving me. I didn't feel good. So, the sooner you recognize that shit that isn't serving you, the quicker I think you'll get onto track to where you want to be. Take care of your mind, take care of your body, surround yourself with the right community, and anyone who has made something of themselves has had a coach, has had mentors. Doesn't mean you need to have one for the rest of your life, but when you've got someone like Dan and Jack in your corner, they're the guys that you want to be, you aspire to be, you want to be in their position. So just
So
do it, hire them and they'll help you fast track where you'd like to be. And maybe you'll surpass them.
Let's go.
hopefully.
Good stuff.
Good stuff. Thank you very much for coming on with us.
My pleasure, guys.
Once again, as Jack said, very proud and happy because it's impressive to see. And to be honest, I always knew it was going to happen anyway. I can see into the future, but we'll go from there. Thank you. Was I lagging then?
Thanks, gentlemen.